What's up, internet? Type QQ channel, coming back. It's the Tawashi. Hopefully, getting some revenge on that sort of golem boss that we died on. 5 lives. 5 lives. Let's 1cc this. We can get to stage 5. We have it in us. I know we can. And hopefully, with some fine touches, fine tuning, and some fine gameplay, we shouldn't see so much slowdown. And to be clear from the last video, it wasn't any sort of slowdown from the gameplay itself. Like, the game actually performs on my computer just fine. So hopefully the impact of of my video going up so early didn't necessarily negatively impact the game sale too much. Where everyone's like, oh, this game looks like it plays like garbage. No, that was just actually my computer recording the footage so poorly. So hopefully I've reworked that a little bit so it performs a little bit better. At least right now on the surface of level 1, it looks like it's going a lot better than it did before, but I suppose we'll wait until later levels where it really gets a little ridiculous to really find out. Strong Girl making another appearance. Strong Girl 2, the Strongening. Or perhaps that's really the second level Strong Girl. I suppose now we can really start settling in with some of these weapons and which ones we like, and see if there's any that really pique our fancy to, really stick and stay with. I see that Gatling is pretty cool, but this laser's not so bad either. You're not really getting that widespread shot that you're going to need to kill everything on the screen at once, but certainly things that are being hit by these lasers are dying. That's for sure. Even the tankier things are perishing rather quick. And whenever possible, you do want to get those, dig up those treasures. I think the longer we play, and the more that 1cc is going to get, get to be a doable thing, the more treasures we dig up. Maybe that's ultimate scrub level to wait until we have 7 lives to 1cc this thing. But you know what? I don't have any goddamn shame, so if that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. Nobody ever said it had to be default. Default lives, give me a break. I'm going to cross this finish line whether I'll be in last or not. You can adjust your lives, I think, in that main menu screen as we're fighting the level boss now. I think you can, dial back the scrub if need be. If you start, heaven forbid you start accumulating more lives than you need. Alright, not perfect, but certainly okay. On to level 2, and I have certainly noticed, at least in my play, perhaps it's not good enough, but haven't really noticed a way to score, a 1-up during the game. So, although there does seem to be score attack features, or maybe like a world's best or personal best for points, there's no particular reason when it comes to a single run to why you may want to collect everything, or at least all the little point heads, all these smiling faces, when survivability is a concern or your only concern. Hey, speaking of which as well, another achievement. Haven't been really seeing those pop as much as these last few videos. Nearly because we've picked them all up with every, with this little lost videos we had before, with every little thing we found was a new achievement. But with that new level of treasure hunter, maybe that means that we're even getting another life to start next run with. And as we were saying, you know, maybe certain weapons are better than others. This one, not so great. I mean, you got that nice wide shot, but I recall killing that monkey a lot faster with other weapons. Interesting weapon here with kind of shooting out these sort of, what would you call these? Like these sort of blue and white balls. Seems like a fairly good weapon. Nothing too extreme when it comes to like maybe damage or fire rate, but you know, pretty average. An okay spread and okay damage. Nothing offensive. Although I'm curious why the left ones are full blue and the right ones are white and blue, but oh well. Taking more damage there. More than I'd like to admit. I mean, luckily each life has hit points. Homing missiles here. I have found that the homing missiles are not really that bad of a weapon. These little tiny white missiles that sort of like zoom away and hit things actually do quite a lot of damage despite their size. I'll say if we can land some on the head there, they do like to just zoom off to the closest body part, but yeah, I say all those missiles should be hitting his head. Ow, and you can kind of see it up top sort of melt away his life bar when we actually get some good contact. You know, perhaps a negative point to the homing missiles is that it's just gonna go towards possibly the closest target, maybe not even particularly vital, but hey, that worked pretty well too. Not our best, but damn good, at least by our standards. Level 3. Oh. And that's why you don't want to really slam yourself against a wall. You're just stuck there and you can't move. Really moving, really eliminating any sort of mobility and sort of mobility really to dodge any bullets. Oh yeah, these missiles are great. Look at that. Even when you're not even like particularly focused on those like little barricaded guys, zoom those right out. Oh, come on. Don't make me fall in love with you. And then they turn around and kill those pink SpongeBob, jellyfish. Yeah. I think it's becoming clear that the homing missiles are turning out to be pretty solid. Couldn't get that last treasure, but oh, give me a hell yeah. Oh yeah, come on. Homing missiles. Homing missiles with damage as well. You'd figure, if you have a wide shot, it's not going to hurt as much as something concentrated. Perhaps even homing isn't going to be that much of a DPS machine because it's seeking out your targets. I'm not so sure that's the case in this one, where it seems like you're doing pretty decently with on the damage front, and it's homing. So yeah, we'll not get those if we can help it. Oh, love it. not really getting the... Say, no, oh, man. Say, the homing didn't really go behind us as I was hoped that time. Kind of suffered us to take some damage. I don't know, maybe we'll learn that there's something better than these homing missiles, but right now it's working. Yeah, and those sort of, what are they, sort of green, like, motherboards? Those are, particularly, bothersome as well. They're blocking shots as well as blocking movement. Alright, and it's also good to know that our video footage isn't as poor as it was last video. It's sad to know that it's taken to the second video to figure it out, but at least now we've found it's in a better place. A little blurry here and there when it gets hectic, but far better than it was previous. Strong girl, put her down. Never mind. The absolute opposite. Although it says we got 10,000 points for the win, you know, she won that round. Oh man, rather ugly. I mean, largely probably because, you know, we were got some fist action there. Largely because we were killed and kind of ill-prepared to take on an onslaught of enemies and bullets afterwards, but... And I'm not so sure the fists are an item that I would, or a weapon I'd particularly go with. However, these sort of wide moving fists do seem to hit those like extra enemies that he's spawning pretty much right on the nose. So they're turning out to be rather effective. But it is a matter of keeping an eye out on the tiniest bullets, because yeah, now it's just barfing out. Getting the safety bonus, which I'm not entirely sure. Oh, good thing we ended that because it was getting ugly. Yeah, not sure exactly what the safety bonus is. If I had to guess, you know, if you were to destroy all the guns or arms or compartments off of a boss before killing it, that's what might be the safety bonus. But yeah, that far left one. Yeah, that's our homing missile. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the safety bonus is exactly, but if I had to guess, that's it. I would say, and damage per second is what we want in this level. There's a lot of enemies that spit out a lot of stuff the longer they stick around. Whether whether it be these, like, you know, fire guys or the bomb guys or whatnot, everything needs to die rather quickly. Looks like some monkeys as well as some bombs on the way. Sitting at 3 lives and five hearts on this third life, so... Ooh. Never mind, right? Just as soon as I speak, but... A couple more treasures. I'm not so sure I have any concern with this boss with the homing missiles. I would have to say the homing missiles have done us such a great job. I would rather stick with these. Oh, look at that! Stick with that quite a lot. Oh, it's getting a little funky. Oh, suffering some damage there. Strong Girl just about out. The rest of the monkeys are gone. Strong Girl gone. The ghosts here are rather tanky and annoying, as well as they take quite a lot to actually die as they're zipping in and out of physical form. There goes the final ghost. Three lives, 2 hearts. Not doing such a terrible job. At least when it comes to us. Probably should have got hit that last one of those bullet patterns before. It looked like it was awfully close, but man, even like at this state where we're pretty satisfied with our homing missiles, where even like the weapon drops are something another thing to dodge, taking some damage here. Oh my god, worst dodge ever. Now we are sort of suffering to have to deal with something until we can find some more missiles. As we discussed before, I mean, this is probably okay for this area where hitting a lot of things. Certainly this ultra rapid fire weapon is probably what we want. In the meantime, not a bad pickup this thing is. Not the highest, or not the widest spread shot ever, but as you can tell, it makes things dead real quick. Oh, potentially a misplay there. But, you know, maybe we should have been satisfied with the Gatling gun instead of this sort of wide shot. But I mean, you never can tell. You can tell. I mean, well, I was gonna say you can see that the widest yellow shots do reach behind the boss's shoulders. So perhaps we can start like taking out the little mobs as well as the boss as well during this fight. That might be a possibility. But already down half health, so maybe this weapon does a little bit more damage than I first gave it credit. But also, it is our second go with it. We have learned not to really stand in front of its face for too long. Oh, got hit there. Somehow avoided certain death. That's what killed us last time. Luckily, we certainly had more health than just one hit. Yeah, let's try not to get ourselves cornered by those lasers and that sort of barrage of attacks. But hey, we'll take ultimate destruction as well. And on to the final level. Personal best. Well, that's not too surprising, right? Final stage, survived Tawashi. Well, that's foreboding, I suppose, but met with a lot of these blue golems here. very reminiscent of the last stage with a lot of fire weapons, fire enemies rather. Kind of picking up where it last left off. But I'm not entirely upset, you know. Certainly, ooh, took some more damage there. Certainly don't want to learn a new mechanics or new patterns or new enemies final stage, although I'm sure it's coming. There we go. I think we can be happy with this. At least until we can find our missiles again. Oh no, 2 damage right there. Bang, bang. 3. Oh man. Never can be underestimated the effectiveness of those sort of blocking motherboards, or at least squishing yourself against the screen, you know, against the wall. You really not in a good place to move around and dodge bullets. Two lives and a heart. Oh no. Fatality, ripping those 2 hearts right from us. Just frantically getting like any weapon. Luckily, this one does have a backfire, which is probably what we could have used, you know, 5 seconds ago, as we're just like suffering a ton of damage on these enemies that are coming up from the side and bottom of the screen. As it looks like they're sort of like rushing in to defend their, you know, their giant bomb. All right. Onward and outward, rather. And certainly not even finding out exactly what we're laying waste to, but just freely shooting forward and hoping it dies before it gets too problematic. All right, down goes the big monkey. 1 life, 2 hearts. So these last couple stages certainly have impacted our stability quite a lot, but you know, we still have a lot of fight in us. We'll see how far we can go with what we're given. Rather funny seeing all the enemies sort of follow that sort of walking path around the playground. So yeah, we want to kill these bombs before, well, so we were able to dispose of 2 of them. Strong girl for a second. Familiar boss, although, oh shit, taken really preventable damage there. We shouldn't have really been standing in front of some of these sort of fire worms as bullets. Oh, kind of stupid and foolish. We really should be, you know, sitting in front of them with our backfire. think that would have been a lot safer than, you know, trying to hit him with our like absolute corner of our bullets, you know, range. We got those jerks off in the water as well. And they seem to be just more of a problem than, sadly, these worms. That worm sort of shuffling off, so perhaps there was a point bonus for killing all the worms that we're going to miss out on, but... Five hearts on our last life. If we can kind of just settle down, stop the bleeding. We certainly have a good offensive weapon to do so with, but... Strong Girl making some cameo appearances, but... This ship is not dying. Well, there it goes. Oh. And suffering 2 damage, one after the other. That's rough, that's rough. There we go. Although, as we take those ships down, just a large one shows up. Oh, man. Down to 2 lives. 2 hits. That's all we've got. Oh, 1 life. Strong Girl. Final boss, Strong Girl, perhaps? Nah. Oh. We'll never find out. I can't imagine with just that life bar, but... Personal best so far. Still far from being good. And still quite a ways from the 1cc. However, we are starting with another 1 life for our next run. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. And we'll come back and play some more Tawashi in the future.